This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. Welcome to Chicago.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago, coming from the 606 Media Studios. This is the TCSF podcast. We got Ivan making a comeback like Jordan. Hey, welcome back.
4-5, baby. 4-5.
4-5. We got Stevie B in the house for No Water on the Weekend.
How's it going?
He's still discombobulated.
No,
And
I'm
we got-
good. I'm just looking up stats real quick for.
Okay, good. We got JC, our fantasy football guru.
Hey, he might be the fantasy
He
football
might be a
guru.
patty
You never know.
fantasy guru.
Well, I lost this week, so
Wow, it's going to be a wild and crazy episode. Episode 172 is brought to you by 606 Media, True Chicago sports fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go over the gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and get your shirts now. Gentlemen, it's been a wild week. How you guys been?
it's been pretty busy. I can give you that.
You've been on the cushion a lot.
Yeah, always on that cushion. We're talking about toilet seat cushion. So if you're a first time or a long time listener,
And if they don't, they better go back and listen. That's how
There
we
you
do
go.
it here.
exactly.
Ivan, man, you've been gone for a couple weeks. How you been?
I'm good. I feel good to be back. Had some things I had to take care of. Obviously, with the Bears being on Monday night, I was definitely gonna have to put in a pregame show with the network and stuff like that. So I apologize for my absence. But But yeah, man, I'm glad to be back. Like, there's a lot to talk about. Actually, I'm very excited to talk Shohei with Steven.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I mean, we're on the same page with how we see this Cubs thing panning out. I feel like Shohei or bust is the way to go. But
Yeah.
if not, they have the money to go ahead and actually really help out the team in other places. But I want fucking Shohei. It's Shohei or bust for me.
That'd be a
Jason,
great Christmas
how was your
gift.
week?
Sorry, was
JC?
it?
How was your week, JC?
Oh my god, taking care of things for Steven and doing
Which I
some side
appreciate,
work.
by the way. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was able to hook him up with some
job?
tickets to see the Black Keys at the Aragon.
Oh, nice.
Put in
Whoa.
a phone call and made it
Yep.
happen. Other than that, had some side business stuff.
What the fuck? Did we not get invited for this?
I got a +1, but I'm not taking you though. So
That's twice. That's two, sir.
hey, man, I took you to a nice floor seat for the Bulls one time. So
Yeah, one time.
and
And it was a floor seat.
that counts as like 6 times in my book.
Jesus. That whole park mass over there.
Well, some kind of math people do around here.
Yeah, it's usually in metrics. All right. This week in 3 and Out, the Bears' last 5 games leave a lot to prove, and we'll discuss all of that, plus the options of trades, signings, cap money. We'll just discuss it all. 3 up and 3 down. It is winter meetings time. It's my Christmas time. I love this time of year. The Cubs are still on Ohtani watch during the winter meetings. The White Sox are taking phone calls on Cease, and there's 3 potential landing spots right now. I really hope they don't deal him. I think he's just a stud, and we can rebuild him on him, but whatever. I'm not a GM. In the loop, the Bulls. Who the hell is this team winning? Who is this? It was like literally Scooby-Doo, like, what? Oh, wow. There's a winning team under here.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
no.
like, home improvement. Whoa.
Yeah, I heard you on your podcast using that. The Blackhawks continue to make news, and this is not a good way to make news, and we'll discuss that later on in the loop. You don't want to miss that. And what you looking at as we discuss what we've been watching. But first, let's talk Bears football. This is 3 and Out. All right, so let's start with first down, recapping that Minnesota game very quickly, and then we can just talk about what's going on with the Lions in second, and then moved on to everything else that's going on with the Bears. So, Ivan, what did you see with that ugly win in Minnesota? I think you're muted, Ivan. There we go.
My fault. I saw a lot of good and I saw a lot of bad, right? There was good plays from the players. There was good, excellent play from the defense. Whenever your defense could generate multiple turnovers in a game, yeah, not to mention 4, you expect to get a victory out of that. You expect your offense to do enough with 4 turnovers to go ahead and generate a victory from the game, but it was just so ill prepared. I feel like it looked like Luke Getsy was struggling to understand how to attack the pressure of the Vikings. I know the Vikings eventually stopped pressure late in the game, which was confusing to me. But watching the Bears and how many horizontal passes they had, how many screens there were, I could understand the thought process, but it's just not working. It hasn't worked all year. The quick screens. DJ Moore is probably your best option with the quick screen, and even with him, it's a struggle. You know what I mean? Like he has to fight off defenders nonstop to generate any type of yardage. You almost had a rookie corner. Pretty much he jumped the route if it wasn't for the design of the play. Like let's say if Mooney was lined up directly in the backfield instead of coming or lined up directly behind his blockers instead of sprinting out to the flat and catching it like a quick jet screen, right? He's like running out, catches it, and then he's turning upfield. I mean, a rookie quarterback's reading that easily. If it was designed differently, he could have jumped it and took it to the house. So like there's an issue with the design of the play. There's an issue with the philosophy and the game planning going into each game. It seems like every game you're trying to be somebody else, right? Instead of having something that you do well, the running game, and exploiting that to the fullest. Because if you're really good at something, either they're gonna fucking stop you or they're not. So pussyfooting around that thought process, it only hinders the aggressiveness of the team. And you want your football team to be aggressive on both sides of the football, offense especially, because it just seems to me like you're playing not to lose. Like you're trying to play around and be the smartest guy in the field instead of being aggressive and saying, hey, let's just go ahead and attack. Let's try to run it down their damn throat. And if they don't run, we're not able to run it down their damn throat, or they stop us, we'll adjust from there. In the Vikings game, it just seemed like they didn't want to lose the game. They thought they had enough, and that's just not how you win in the NFL.
No, and it just to put the cherry on all your points, if you look at the game that last night between the Eagles and the 49ers, and you look at what the offensive gameplay was, they were missing their 2 linebackers in the middle. So they literally peppered the middle of the field over and over and over and over until they stopped it, and they couldn't do it all game. That's what you have to do. Look at the team's weakness, which would be, Minnesota, now the Lions this coming week. What is their weakness? Where are they thin at? Who is inexperienced? And attack that weakness over and over. Make them stop you. Make them stop that. Throwing a lateral pass that's going to get you negative yards over and over, that is not the way to do it. Run the football, take time of possession, and then that'll open up the rest of the offense. You don't have to throw those instead of running. We have a great running game. We don't do those screen passes. You only do screen passes like that over and over because you have no running game, because your offensive line's not pushing forward. But our offensive line has shown growth, and it has been pushing forward. JC, Steven, what you think?
Yeah, so to jump in on X, they had basically a passing chart for Justin Fields. It was 18 passes within 0.8 yards of the line of scrimmage. Four consecutive of us having the ball, essentially those 4 possessions was 0.8 passing yards from the line of scrimmage. So like Ivan said, you either, and again, Devontae Foreman was out of the game this week, and he's the only, Roshan Johnson, I said last week, has a similar running style to Deontay Foreman. Herbert, not really. Herbert dances around in the backfield a little too much for me.
Yeah.
You need to get upfield. You need to be a north and south runner. And, Roshan is that guy, but, they're a little hesitant, I feel like, still with him being a rookie, that they don't want to give him those touches. So, again, with Deontay Foreman out, I think that kind of suffered with the run game for us with the Vikings. But, I did call the upset, and it was not the game I thought it would be.
Yeah.
We
all
but
predicted wrong. Well, except the win for you.
But to say this, I mean, there is a lot of positivity coming out right now. The Bears defense the past 6 weeks now has been top 9, and the past 4 weeks, I believe, they've been top 5 defense for the past couple weeks. Now, personally, to me, Jalen Johnson needs to go to the wide receiver room and hit the jug machine. I can't watch this guy get a ball thrown directly at him and he just drops it. And granted, he's had a couple interceptions, but how many has hit him like directly in the chest, in the hands, and it falls to the ground? And to me, like, dude, you need to go hit the jug machine. Like, let's get those hands a little better. If you want me to pay you $25 million a year, I need those hands to do a little more than what they're doing right now.
Yeah, get him some stick 'em.
Yeah, right.
Man, it looks like I just jerked off an elephant. little throwback to Keanu Reeves movie.
Yeah.
Nice. I just gotta say, Santos is the real MVP of the game. 4 kicks, 4 field goals. So
You mean the one guy on offense who did his job?
yeah, exactly. The only
special
guy, pretty
teams.
much.
It's special teams.
Hey, when you're putting up points, you're offense.
So I mean, that was the only thing. You couldn't get to the end zone. You couldn't run it. It was a slow game. It was hard to watch it sometimes because it's like you get there and then it's like you don't get anywhere, and then you have to, I think next time I make a bet, I think I'm just gonna put that he has to make at least 3 field goals a game, because I think it's averaging around that. He hits a three a game. So everything that you guys said, I agree with. I just want to give some praise to Santos, even though he missed an indoor one, the first one. So indoor, I know it's really hard to kick that football when it's inside. So
yeah, we can't do it.
Yeah, if we tried really hard, I'm pretty sure we could. So
yeah, I want to give a little praise also to Justin Fields on that last drive. I mean, great throw up the middle to give Cairo Santos that chance. But the more the weeks go on, the more it's becoming very clear to me it's a Getsy issue more than a Justin Fields issue. So we were talking last week about what do the Bears do in the upcoming draft.
Right.
I'm leaning more and more towards keeping Justin and really getting those blue chip players to put around him. And basically, 4th and 5th year option, next year he's on the 4th year, and then we'll look at, possibly giving him that 5th year. But that's really where I'm leaning towards is, get that offensive tackle. We also, Ivan said he wanted a defensive end and a rusher. The Verse kid, I sent you guys a link in the group chat.
Yeah.
I mean, he just bulldozed some kid. So, possibly potentially somebody to put next to Sweat and make that defense hopefully even better.
I agree. I agree. I agree with JC. It's to me, I'm almost in the camp of why don't you just draft one anyway and keep Justin? I
Like
don't
in the
think.
second round?
But I don't think you need to
and-
draft the top guys.
No,
You know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
no,
Like,
no, right. You could manipulate it as such, like you trade that number one, and you go find, because there's plenty of quarterbacks of
Right.
quality
That team's
later
won.
in the
You keep
draft,
trading down.
and like you're gonna have
Right.
a McCarthy, you're gonna have you're gonna have a Penix. I've JC had mentioned him in a mock draft or a little while ago, but you'll have another guy to develop. You can go ahead and say, hey, we'll give you one more shot, Justin. Another year. We'll give you an offensive-minded head coach if you're gonna fire Eberflus, or we're gonna go ahead and get you a top offensive-minded offensive coordinator. Like that's going to be able to develop quarterbacks. That has helped out. I think that might be Ben Johnson, but I think Ben Johnson might be looking for a head coaching job and not wanting to be, second fiddle to anybody. He'll just let somebody run the defense and he'll want to be the head guy. If that's such, why not draft a quarterback and keep Justin Fields and work on development? Now you got 3 young quarterbacks. Justin will still be young in his fourth year. I know people are freaking out, or fifth year, excuse me. I know people are freaking out like his career's over, but it's not. But you have 3 quarterbacks that you're able to go ahead and take in your first year and develop them moving forward. That's something that the Bears never have had in their history. And it'll prove to me that they're really trying to solve the riddle that nobody here in Chicago seems to be able to solve, and that's the quarterback for the Chicago Bears.
We were talking last week, and I basically said, if you look back to the Washington Commanders when they drafted RG3, they went and took Kirk Cousins later on in the draft. To me, it's never a bad thing. Take a 4th round pick and throw it at a quarterback.
The Packers did it every single year since the 80s, drafted a quarterback. But to jump on JC's point, speaking of the Commanders, they're going to be cleaning house pretty soon. And we have a coach that's a really good defensive coordinator, as we've seen the defenses improve. Can we go after Eric Bieniemy for offense? Do you like his offense? Because he was a hot coordinator at one point too, right? And he kept interviewing and never getting
Sam Howell was having a good year.
I mean, he's still doing pretty well
for his talent. For his talent, I thought he was having a pretty decent year.
Put up 240 yards a game.
They still needed a running game, and their head coach, Ron Rivera, was already. His number was already called. Right, it should have been called last year. He's just living on borrowed time, and he's probably going to get the axe this offseason.
Yeah,
Eric Bieniemy kind of walked into a lose-lose type of situation. But there's some things that you can like, and there's some things that you don't like, because there's a lot of games where guys like Terry McLaurin don't get catches. Guy like Curtis Samuels doesn't get catches. And you're like, man, what the fuck is going on?
Spread the ball around.
As someone that owns Jahan Dotson, I can't tell you how miserable my season has been watching him. But to me, I mean, if Ron Rivera gets the can, I would love to bring in Bieniemy over Getsy. Washington has a serious problem with their offensive line, so that's part of the reason why their run game is horrible, and also part of the reason why Sam Howell, I think, now has 50 sacks and the season's not even over yet. I mean, how that guy has not left the game on a stretcher yet is beyond me. And he's one of my quarterbacks in Dynasty. Every game I sit there and watch, and it's 4 sacks, 5 sacks, 6 sacks, and how he hasn't left on a stretcher is amazing. But again, you bring in Bieniemy from that Kansas City style offense. Again, we've been talking about if you run a guy on a jet sweep or something like that, Kansas City is known for running other things off of those motions. And that's what we've been talking about for a couple weeks now is, how when we run something, okay, it's gutsy, that guy's going to get the ball. right?
You already know what
So-
the win is, right?
Right. Whereas, like I said, Kansas City, LA Rams, even like Miami, like some of these teams, when they run a person in motion, they're not always getting the ball. There's,
Right.
A slant route off of it, a hot read to where it's, again, and that's what the Bears are lacking right now. Again, we ran 18 pass plays at the line of scrimmage. How about we run a 5-yard slant, towards the middle? Yeah, it might get the guy shellacked, by a linebacker, but again, we're going for more positive yards than 0.8 yards on a pass play.
Correct. And that's the biggest thing that I saw last night in the San Francisco game is that offense was dynamic, and that was a slant down the middle, and that the guy got clocked, but he kept going. He didn't go down, and he just got a touchdown afterward. I believe it was a Samuel.
Yeah.
So I mean, we have to be a little bit more creative in our play calling. If we're calling, 8th grade flag football plays over and over, like Madden, I'm sorry, Madden, like Tecmo Bowl, where you only have fucking 4 plays and variations of it, you're not gonna get anywhere. So the deal is, how can we get a win at Soldier Field against the Lions, who are a dynamic passing team and a great defense? But we had their number when we went up there. So how can we beat this team this coming Sunday?
Pray to God that Deontay Foreman is back.
I don't see a win. So I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Sorry.
I don't see
I was
anything
fine
going on.
because Christian Kirk is out for the. Looks like he's out for the game, and I had him on a couple bets. Unfortunately for me, he already got his 25 yards for me. Sorry, I'm being a little greedy here.
Yeah,
Deontay-
it'll be like the Ramondre Stevenson situation where he had 40 yards and then all of a sudden they took 1 yard away and then he didn't get his bet met. I don't know if you guys saw that one on that was a big thing on Twitter. Was they took away 1 yard and then all of his bets lost.
Yep,
That's crazy.
that's one of my bets. Actually, like 3 of them. I had him for 50 yards,
That's fucked up.
and he gets up.
Yeah,
It killed 3 of my bets. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I see the Bears playing a spirited game, if you will. The embarrassing loss that they had, at the hands of the Lions a couple weeks ago. That's got to stick, right? It's got to stick. It's got to mean something, right? If this team is truly trending in the right direction, and I'm not an Eberflus fan, right? But obviously he has the ear, and the heart of the GM or the GM for now, as some people might think. But I really feel like if you're going to go ahead and go into this season with or next season with Eberflus, right? You're going to have to really focus on who this offense is going to be taught by, who's going to be the coaching staff, it's going to have to be so under a microscope who you're going to have to fucking bring in, that I feel like that the Bears aren't that desperate enough to go ahead and go all out and be like, hey, let's go find the best fucking guy, throw all the money at him that we can, and bring him in here, because I haven't seen the track record prove it to me, right? Where's the development in Justin Fields? Where's the development in anybody really so far in the past couple seasons? Not to mention with the 4 that we saw with Matt Nagy, it was lack of development all over the place. There's been lack of development for the past almost 10 years. You know what I mean? 10, 12 years. It's been terrible. So I really hope that whatever happens this offseason, if it is Eberflus, that his trend continues to go on defense, right? Continue to build a solid defense. If the Bears continue to generate turnovers and continue to play very, very fast on defense, especially with Montez Sweat, the Bears could win this game. Like, I really could see them winning this game. But It's all up to them. It's all up to it's all up to the decisions that happen on the sidelines, and the players do have to execute. But prove to me that you can make the correct decisions, Matt Eberflus, because to be honest with you, there's been very, very questionable, to say the least, decisions made late in these games or in crucial moments in some of these games this year.
Steven?
Yeah, again, I don't think they're gonna get the win. They're gonna be at home. I know Santos is gonna have another probably 6 points. I don't know. It depends. I'm DJ Moore has not been getting any catches. He's not getting that far. Mooney is not. He's there, just hanging out. Showing him like it just there, just hanging out and just running. If he wanted to be in track and field, he probably shouldn't be with the Bears. But I don't know. I just think the offense needs to do something with it. I mean, 12 points, not really exciting. And offense needs to click, but we'll see what this Sunday, right? So yeah, Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah, I'm going with a Bears loss here. I just think the Lions, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Montgomery, Gibbs, these guys are just too good. Now, do I think the Bears defense can keep it close? Yes, but at the same time, I just don't see the offense really getting much done against that Lions defense. I mean, we did in game 1 against the Lions, but again, our offense is so up and down. It's so inconsistent. It's Jekyll and Hyde, and like Ivan said, 1 week we're doing this, and the next week, we're throwing 0.8 yards around the line of scrimmage. So, something's got to give. We got to start. Again, we got to start. Justin Fields is known for kind of his deep ball, but past 3-4 games, we haven't been really trying those routes. So, like I said, Getsy's got to open up the playbook. I mean, we got to do something here.
It's as simple as look at what he did at Ohio State. Look what went well, what plays worked well, and adapt that to the team that you have. You have enough talent on the wide receiver room. You have enough talent on the offensive line to make a push for the running back. You just got to stop using plays from 1993 when Dave Wannstedt had no quarterback, and he was just throwing it to the 0.8 yards off the offensive line. Just let's stop doing that. Let's stop operating in such an old-fashioned way.
Everything's a hitch.
It's a hitch. It's an I formation. It's the veer. It's all that old shit that it doesn't work anymore. Everybody knows exactly what that is. So we've got to move on. So I'm also going to agree with you that it's going to be a Lions victory. So we're all in unison here. Lions victory. I think it's a 34-20 game. I think the Lions just put a whooping on us. So that's just what I'm saying. And that's probably what I'm going to bet. So nobody else is.
I just got to say that the parents of St. Brown's, one of them, is going to be really happy for it. Right. I wonder if they're going to be there. So, yeah.
They'll be there.
Yeah, of course, we have the older brother, so.
So. Disappointment.
To me, I'm going to go Bears 17, Lions 23, somewhere in there. 24.
Game. Close game.
Again, I think the Bears defense is really improving. I think we'll hold the Lions, a little closer than we did in the first game. But again, I don't trust our offense to get it done. Somewhere in that 13 to 17 point range for the Bears is what I see, again, if this is like what we're looking at with Getsy, just with this play calling, I don't see it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 12 again. To I don't know 27.
You don't think we get a touchdown? Okay. Steven say play the field goal game.
Yeah.
Ivan's gonna give us his score on his show tomorrow. So
I think the Bears are gonna win. To be honest,
the Bears are gonna win.
Yeah, I think the Bears are gonna win.
What
have you been doing before the podcast? Started.
Hey,
Not that good stuff.
what mama don't know won't hurt her. All right. But yeah, no, I really do. I think the Bears should be motivated enough with all the naysayers. And if they don't, then it's a coaching change that needs to be brought upon. Like, you should be motivated for redemption. Like, that was the most embarrassing loss I've ever witnessed from a Chicago Bears team. From the way that they dominated the first half to the way they completely collapsed. I didn't understand how any coaching staff can survive that, let alone have extra games to play, and be allowed to have the second one on your plate. But I just don't think the thought of the Bears winning should be out of the realm of possibility, bro. You could, when a group is motivated enough, they could do some really solid things. And I think if the Bears wanted to change any type of narrative, this would be the game to do it, right? Like, you lost to this team already. You lost badly, twice in horrid fashion. Once to the Broncos, once to the Lions. Get some type of redemption, especially in the division. Winning back-to-back divisional games. Now you're talking about a coaching staff that you, at least the head coach, you have to think about keeping around because of how well the defense has been playing and the talent that would be clear and obvious on offense. Because I don't think the Detroit Lions defense, I really think that this struggle that they've been on will continue. So the Bears and Justin Fields and how dynamic he is, as long as he can keep the ball in his hands and out of the hands of the defenders, I think we have a shot.
Okay.
I miss your compassion, your motivational speech, and how excited you get. I missed it, and I tried doing it last week about the Bulls. I think I got a little bit too passionate, but I do miss that.
Dude, see,
when I sleep, I listen to this podcast again, and I go back to an episode where I hear you yelling. So that's another reason. It's as close as I am hearing to people in this neighborhood that I live in yelling at. So that's my ASMR.
I hope
so. It's just as close. Yeah.
Thank God. But yes, the Bulls. Why did you mention them?
Oh well, I'm just saying. I was
bringing more dark things upon us.
Well,
yeah, we'll get into the next segment right after the break. All right, well, let's punt it out of here. We'll be right back with the loop after a word from our sponsors.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride, so do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15
for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
Hey guys, it's Steven.
And this is Sean, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans.
Don't forget to listen to Nowhere on the Weekend. New episodes on Monday. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, so we're going to go do a couple of shots. So let's kick it back over to Big Z.
Welcome back to the TCSF podcast with Big Z, JC, Howard, Stevie B, and Ivan from the Tape Never Lies Network. This is The Loop, our Chicago Sports Roundup, where we keep you in the loop. And I'll hit the little sounder for us. There you go.
This is Chicago. Doors open on the left at Chicago.
There it is. There it is. So I am actually going to kick it off to Stevie B and his Chicago Bulls, because I know Stevie B did his homework this week. And
yes, I did.
The Chicago Bulls, who were out, no Levine, no DeRozan, after leaving the game in Toronto They missed two. Levine missed 2 games and is going to miss a lot more. And
For a foot injury.
whatever. It's you know what that is sit on the bench and watch these kids play. That's what that is.
Right.
And we've actually won 2 games. One's against Milwaukee, which cost me some money because I had Milwaukee minus 10.5. And the other game
won.
Well, they won both of those games. Yeah, they won them in overtime, and then they beat New Orleans. I didn't even watch that game because I don't know. I was probably watching football or I was busy or doing something because it's hard to watch every Bulls basketball because it's been so painful. And yet Kobe came out with 31 points in that game. But Vooch, once DeMar came back, Vooch retracted the not scoring and only had 6 points. So, all right, Stevie B, I'll let you have your rant on your Bulls.
Well, again, I would have been the same guy and bet Milwaukee to win, and I didn't bet for that reason because I'm like, the Bulls aren't going to win, and they won. Then it was when I was at bowling on Thursday night. And then when they played New Orleans, they have a pretty good team. They're not like horrible. I mean, the fans think they are because they're all Saints fans and stuff like that. But DeMar had 24 points. Great. Patrick Williams had 14. I know White did a nice little toss-up for Williams to slam it in, and that was really nice. Again, Vooch, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, no steals, 3 blocks, and 6 points.
Yep.
What you just said. I don't know where he's at. I know he's a heavy foot kind of guy. Put in Andre Drummond, but even Andre Drummond had 7 points and Vooch had 6. So maybe
how many rebounds did Drummond have? 7.
He had 1 block and 8 rebounds.
Yeah.
So he got 1 more point and 1 more rebound.
12 minutes, and he's way more productive than Vooch.
Vooch, played 32 minutes and Drummond did 15. So half the time, Vooch didn't do anything. It's kind of, and DeMar had 5 rebounds, 10 assists. But my thing is, who was on here? Caruso had 8 points, but he plays hella defense. You know what I mean?
The primary scorer, yeah.
Right. And then another thing with, where is it? Kobe White had 9 rebounds and Vooch had 7. How does that even happen? You're under the basket.
Because he's an active person under the rim.
Yeah.
It's very simple. If you're going to be active like Drummond is, who has the motor to grab a rebound, you're going to grab rebounds. It doesn't matter if you're a guard or a center. If you're that person with that mentality, like I'm going to box out or I'm going to be around the rim, you're going to run into some rebounds. And that's just the way it is. What it is that Vooch is getting tired. Vooch is getting tired of not getting the ball and not being able to do what he does. If you feed Vooch, you're going to get 20 and 10.
And here's the thing is when he does get the ball and it's like he won't dunk it. It's like a little floater. And then that's why it hits the rim and then it comes out. And then there's no offensive rebound. I think they're like 32nd in offensive rebounds. DeSumo, 15 points, 2 steals, 3 assists. He was on the court for 32 minutes, which was a great thing for him. I feel like he hasn't shown up as much coming off the bench.
He got playing time.
Right.
Yeah,
and
he got playing time. You can't get consistent without playing time.
Right.
And the fact that you had Zach, who's a ball hog, and DeMar's a ball hog, you're not going to give it to those guys. Those guys are literally on the wing waiting for the ball. Like,
right.
Fuck, give it to me. I'm just going to chuck it up because I never get the ball. That's what that's.
Yeah, I mean, you have the bench actually doing something and showing up this week, coming up really clutch with this. I think the last 2 weeks. So again, with Zach not being there, I think it shows some pressure that we don't need him, but he is an asset. But then it goes back to the news articles of him saying like, what's his trade value? And right now, it doesn't look like there's a market for Zach. And if people want him. It's like they're looking at him to be like the third option on a team, but his contract is not a third option. No one really wants to pay for a number 1, let alone he doesn't consider himself a number 3. But in most teams, he would be a number 3 going into any team who is playoff. I mean, if you're going to Lakers, you're going to be a third option. You're not going to be a first. You have LeBron being number 1 and so on, and 76ers or whatever he wants to go, but I don't think there's a market for him right now. And again, I'm really happy for Kobe White. showing up and getting 31. So, end of my rant. So,
Ivan, you watching any of these Bulls games?
No.
This is why Ivan was quiet during this segment. He's like, I have not watched a single game.
No, honestly, I haven't, and I understand Steven's frustration because I already know what I've witnessed year in and year out.
The closest thing,
go ahead.
No, I said the closest thing we're going to feel like that is being a White Sox fan. So other than that, I don't know.
It is.
What the fuck?
It is the correct statement, though.
Because not too far off.
Look, we talk about it ad nauseum. We talk about it ad nauseum, bro. Like, we know it's Jerry. We know it's the control of the two franchises. It's him. It's how they operate. This team has been neglected for decades. They got lucky with Derrick Rose. They got lucky with Michael Jordan. What happens when they actually have to build through the draft and develop players?
They really don't know how to do it.
Yes.
Yep. Yes. And the White Sox have a hard time developing players as well.
Same.
So,
but different game.
No, totally. Wow. JC, what do you think?
I'll say this: without Zach LaVine being in the lineup, I mean, the team has looked completely different. I mean, there's something going on there that is just like I said it before. I don't care. Like the Pistons, I don't care what team we trade him to. I don't care anymore. Your attitude sucks. Get the hell out of here. Look at this team without you, bro. Like, come on. Get your attitude right or get the hell out of here. I just don't care anymore. I'm so over Zach LaVine, and I've been over Zach LaVine for a couple of years now, that is just like, just go away. Like, just go sit at the end of the bench. You can, your foot, your ankle, your what, like, I don't care. You can claim whatever injury you want. Just go sit down, because now my team is playing way better without you. Like, and this is the bad point, is that with this team playing better without him, like his trade value is shit. Like literally, like what other team is going to look at this and be like, oh my God, we're going to be so much better with him? Like nobody. Like even the Bulls are openly admitting, holy shit, we're better without him. Yeah. Like, so what other team would honestly say, hey, we're better with him? No one. So to me, you know what? Like I said, Kobe White is taken off. You got Williams finally, looking like he deserves a $20 million contract that we've been saying for weeks. Like, dude, go sit at the end of the bench. Like, you ain't getting a $20 million contract. Like, your ass. Now all of a sudden, Levine's out, and it's like, dude, where did this guy come from?
Yeah.
Like to me, hey, let's get these young guys more time, because you know what? Like the attitudes, the diva-ness of like some of these veterans, dude, go sit at the end of the bench. I don't care about you anymore. Like, I'm going to give these young guys some time, and hopefully they develop, because again, Kobe White has been going nuts. Yeah. And you know what? We've been saying for for the past like 3-4 weeks, I've been trashing Kobe, saying, hey, you know what? We've seen it. We keep rolling with it. We need to draft a point guard. We keep, we lost Lonzo. We keep sitting here going, oh, you know what? We'll just keep rolling Kobe out there. And, hell, he's developed now. I love it. Like, keep it going. LaVine, stay on the bench. Don't care. We'll find a trade partner, pennies on the dollar. You're gone.
Yeah. That's essentially what's going to end up happening, is you're going to have to pay some of that contract down to ship him off to Detroit and pick up maybe one asset and a second rounder in 2045. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be bad, because it's a contract. And they did what they did, years ago when they couldn't sign one of the big three, and they're like, oh, I guess we'll get Carlos Boozer. We got a bunch of shoe polish we got to get rid of.
Well, came with him. He got shoe polish also with Carlo Boozer. So, and you know what? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was the one who put it on for him every game.
You it up in the playoffs. Fucker's got shoe polish in his eye.
I was in a rush time. Okay, I got there a little late.
Yeah, I see that. No, it's just you guys are all saying everything that we've been saying for weeks. It's the same team running out there. The White Sox, same thing, right? And what's happening is these veterans who are cancers and divas are not allowing the people that you drafted to shine, to actually grow. The Larry Marketins, the Jimmy Butlers, and so forth. You had a lot of roadblocks. Now there's no roadblocks. Kids go play, and they're going to having fun. The ball moves, they rebound, they hustle. Io literally dove like Rodman to save a ball the other day. Like, that's what you need. You need that type of energy.
Yeah, he
and
hustles.
Chicago will get behind it, even if they're not superstars. The city of Chicago has shown you with the Bulls, the try hard Bulls, the the Nate Robinson Bulls. We don't got that talent, but you know what? We're gonna try our asses off, and we might beat you. We might beat you, but it's gonna be a tough game.
So, with that being said, and that's a great point, Jose. It's a great point. With the try hard Bulls and these teams that are built off grit, right? Youth and grit, and honestly, youthful ignorance, right? Not ignorance, but youthful ignorance. They don't know the stage. They just want to play. And to be honest with you, with the younger guys, especially with a guy like DeSumo, Pat Will, and like you said, Kobe, those guys have been in the system for a minute now, right? They've been practicing it. They've been running it. They've been kind of pushed off to the side with the big three, so to called, with Vooch,
Right.
with Vooch, DeRozan, and Levine. I want to see them wipe the slate clean with the big three, right? Maybe if you want to keep one, Vooch. Say goodbye to DeRozan. Say goodbye to Levine. Keep Vucevic, and let's see what the young guys could do. We know we're not going to be going anywhere, right? But let's see what the young guys could do. Whoever we get back, we'll probably get some role players back. They'll end up finishing out the season. Let's see that, because I'm in agreement. Let the young guys play, but I think they're being chokehold by superstars and egos, and they're not being, I'm sure the coach is being handcuffed. I'm sure the front office is hearing it. Like, it's tough dealing with guys that are prima donnas and think that they deserve more than they probably should, especially with playing time.
Yeah.
Right. So So I agree 100%, bro.
And if you're not going to play, and Zach doesn't play for Billy Donovan. He plays for himself. He does not play for the team. He does not play for the coach. He plays for himself. And DeMar's like, I'm just going to get mine because I know I'm going to get traded to the Lakers. Yeah. He knows he's going to go back home. He also said that he would prefer to go to the Knicks. I don't know why.
Yeah, why?
Because they're a young playoff team on the rise. Like did they go to play? No, they missed.
No, they missed.
They missed.
Well, they're threatening them. They have a young, youthful team that looks like fun. I think he thinks he could catch coattails on a ride to the playoffs and maybe earn himself a paycheck that way. But you have all the opportunity here to do that shit, bro.
Right?
Yeah, and I to me, like all these players, they want to go to the Knicks, they want to go to New York because it's New York. But to me, like I've been to New York and it's kind of filthy and trashy, so I don't see the appeal. But I will say this: you got Craig coming off of the bench, scoring 17 points. We talked a couple of weeks ago about the bench was like really struggling to score. So like it's really nice to see Io and Craig coming off the bench putting up 17 points each. While you got Pat Williams and some of these guys and Kobe going off. So again, like I love it. Like, let's get some of these younger guys out there and give them the time, give them the minutes. Like I said, if we got to move on, let's do it. For a couple weeks now, I've been saying like, I don't care about Zach LaVine at all. Like, to me, like his attitude has just soured me so much where it's like, I just don't care anymore. Like, dude, I will sell you for a bag of peanuts just to get you off my team because I'm so sick of your attitude. And again, because of your attitude, I want to send you to the worst team possible. Like, I don't want to send you to a playoff team and reward your attitude. Like, I want to send you somewhere where you're going to suffer.
The Pelicans. I don't know. I'm just throwing something on there. All I know is they get a nice break from now. They don't play till December 8th against San Antonio Spurs. So I know some people think the Spurs logo is ass. No?
What's that kid's name? Wembley? Like, dude,
yeah.
he looks like Michael Jordan in Space Jam, just like his arms outstretched, and it's just like, wait, what is it? Like, he's a freak, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I watch that guy play, and it's just like,
I'm waiting for one of his legs to snap. I'm like, that's got to happen at some point.
Yeah, like
Curry did a nice little thing around him. He, went to the basket, saw that he was on top of him, dished it out, ran back to the 3-point line. They gave it back to him, and he shot from the 3 and it went in. I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, he can pretty go around through his legs and come back in a figure 8. That's what he can do.
Right.
With that.
Right.
All right. The other team on the Madhouse on Madison made some news recently, the Blackhawks, and releasing a player because of detrimental conduct to the team. But there's also rumors that he slept with Bedard's mom.
I hate that they have to blame it on alcohol, like he has an alcohol problem. Like, give me a break.
He's slipped.
I don't know. They have to blame it on booze, apparently.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, as I take
it's happening in Chicago.
Yeah, I see that.
No, that's really what happened. Yeah, I only saw that movie once, and I loved it, and I keep it in my head because it's the Cubs too. So Ivan loves that movie just as much as I do.
Yeah, I do love that movie, but that's not what happened to Bedard's mom. Look, I think
we're just gonna say allegedly a lot in the next couple minutes.
Allegedly,
I honestly think that Corey Perry does have an alcohol problem, and he did make some type of crude
remark,
or maybe just cause a scene enough to where it's an embarrassment to the organization. He's just had that rep. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, but like I said, the banging of the mom thing, like, I feel like that's just too much of a coincidence and a smear, like, on the organization. But, like, I could see Corey Perry having issues with substances because he's been such a jagoff in the past, and how much, honestly, how much people despise how he plays.
Yeah, I mean, substance abuse, like I said, I mean, not only that, if he's also abusing any type of, he's on a flight to somewhere, and some of those guys, you like to take your sleep meds, before you get on a flight. So you mix that with some alcohol, it can cause you to do some weird shit when you land and get to a hotel. So who knows? He may have been found in the lobby half naked. So allegedly.
I would have saw that on TikTok. That would have been, it would have been viral. Something like that would have popped up video wise.
Yeah, but you know how that is, man. Sports teams, like they get that stuff under the rug and pay people off where that shit disappears. So I'll say this. I'll say this. Yeah, I don't know where the rumor that the Bedard thing happened or whatever, but good to the team to come out right away and say this had nothing to do with anyone's family or whatever. Again, man, like, he's an 18-year-old kid, and like, this is the shit you got to deal with as an 18-year-old kid.
Imagine would that be? You got to ask your mom that question.
like you wake up in the morning and it's like, wait, my mom banged my teammate. Like, I mean, this is not what you want your star player to have to deal with. At
and
18
all
years
your friends
old,
are texting you. Guess what your mom did?
Yeah, it's again, you're
people are going on Photoshop and making scenes, taking off a Pornhub.
Oh god.
Well, I sent you guys the box.
Yeah. Bedard's mom has got it going on. Oh god, she's all that I want, and it feels so wrong.
Oh my god! I mean, are they playing good on the ice, Steven?
You know what? They are scoring one goal.
Yeah, literally, it was Bedard scoring the one goal the other night.
Yeah, literally.
Hey, they saying hockey. Let's do that hockey.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh God, but yeah, they've only been scoring one goal, and pretty much losing 3-3. They lost to Winnipeg 1-3, and then to Minnesota last night, 1-4. So that's again, it's great to see Connor score. Someone's needed to score besides his mom on
We
the
just have
family.
no defense. We can't stop anything with that Swiss cheese defense.
But I was looking at NHL scores like around the league. Is it me or is like all the scores up this year? Like it seems like a lot of the games are like 5-4, 5-3. Like
I've not been paying attention to the scores on the NHL.
I mean, I agree with JC on that one. The scoring has been higher. I don't know if the goalie, the net is a little bit bigger, or if goalies are getting a little bit more smaller. So
they're juicing the pucks like the MLB. I don't know, but
yeah, literally.
Have you ever guys like my dad used to know one of the clock guys that worked for the Blackhawks, and like I actually got one of the pucks one time like from the clock guy, and like they actually freeze the pucks before like they go out on the ice. Like, dude, that heavy ass rubber plus it being frozen before they throw it out on the ice, dude, I would not want to be a defenseman getting hit by that shit.
I would not want to be hit in the face with that or the mouth. Oh my God. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, they used to wear that Jason mask. That's all the protection the goalie had. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Hockey players are a different breed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they don't play. They play Anaheim next December 7th at home. So that'd be a cool game. We keep saying we're gonna go. I don't know when we're gonna go.
What is December 7th?
I don't know. I'm telling you when it is. I don't know what day.
Thursday. Was it Friday?
Yeah, it is Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mondays and Saturdays work best for me because I work evenings. So
yeah, and whichever works. The 8th Hanukkah starts, so I gotta really get zoned in.
What are you? What the thing? Your Adam Sandler album? What the fuck are you gonna do?
I can make an album like that. It won't be a top one hit.
To it.
I was gonna say I think I know like 2 songs like
Dreidel. I made it out of clay. Yeah. Thank you, South Park. But yeah. So I'm just kidding around. I'm not Jewish, so I'm just kidding around.
All right, talking about taking it to the face. Let's get rid of this White Sox segment real quick. The White Sox are taking calls on Dylan Cease. There's 3 teams that are looking at him, and it's the Dodgers.
Wait, hold on.
Can we pep up this White Sox?
Right. Can we play the song?
Just pep this shit up.
Ivan's here now.
Because
Ivan's here now. All right, it's over here.
Well, we played it last week too, but I just since you're here, it's nice to have someone else celebrate with me.
All right, so let's talk some White Sox.
White Sox.
Go White Sox. Let's go White Sox. Oh my God, I love that song right now.
Oh, if you haven't seen an episode or are listening to the audio version, they are dancing in their seats. They're really in their seats.
That's the most emotion I got all day.
That is sad. Oh boy. Yeah, so we got the Reds, we got the Dodgers, the Braves, and now the Orioles. So 4 teams that are interested in the White Sox reliever because he's making like $8 million in 2 years of control. I don't want him to go. I really don't. I think that's a cornerstone that you can keep along with Lou Bob and then start building. But the problem is that this new GM says he doesn't like the team, and he was in charge of developing this team that's on the field right now. So how do you not like your Gold Glove winner and second runner-up to the Cy Young Award? I just don't understand why you're going to get rid of these guys when you can just spend in a free agency and plug the holes that you have. Make it make sense.
I don't know. You know better than I do, but I just don't know what you're going to see on the field this upcoming season. If pitching's gone, you might be a season ticket holder next season too, because no one's going to want to go
off.
What was that?
they might break my window and drop them off.
Yeah, maybe. I think they're gonna force you to get them, or like just give them to you for free. Then they're gonna bring Southpaw and
No,
the
they're
truck.
gonna say if you read half a book, you'll get season tickets instead of like Pizza Hut. You read a whole book, or what is it, 12 books?
I never read any books. I just wrote it what I did.
You can tell, sir. You can tell.
But yeah, if they get rid of Cease and his mustache, I don't think that they have much to go off of next season. Promotion again, we talked about last season. You're just going to see the logo. You're not going to see any players.
Retired players, bobbleheads, and statues and shit like that, and T-shirts, Hawaiian T-shirts, and Elvis, chops, and what else?
Blues Brothers, probably glasses. I don't know what other get a free beef.
There's gonna be 4 dog days. You got to perk up attendance. That's all.
Beers.
Well, yeah, if you do the package. Anyways, let's talk about an exciting team in Chicago. Let's talk about our Chicago Cubs. And I got to listen to Benetti for this one.
Thanks, Cubs.
There you go.
Yeah,
so
thanks,
that's what we want to hear. We want to hear thanks, Cubs, because we are in Ohtani.
Thank you, Sox.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get roasted for years because these Sox are gonna suck. All right, Cubs. The Cubs are linked to a couple things. One, they're linked to Ohtani. Two, they're linked to Tampa Bay starting pitcher Tyler Glasnow, I've
told
heard
you last week. I said
I've heard this will happen this week at the winter meetings. This will happen. I don't know what the compensation is yet, but Glasnow will be a Cub by the end of the week. Book it.
Yeah, I said last week that we should go and get him and make a trade or get something for that stud from Tampa Bay, and I think that's a great idea.
$5 million 1 year, final year. So literally, you're pushing your chips in. Now it is a final year, so you're not giving up top prospects for one guy for 1 year. So you're giving double A guys. So I'm all for this. Why wouldn't you want a top of rotation kind of guy?
Exactly.
You need. I know we lost Stroman, and he wasn't. He was your number one for a little bit, but this is a number one that you really need. This is a guy that people fear. So I'm excited about this, but I don't know. You guys tell me more about Cub stuff.
Right now, trading rumors are also with Juan Soto, and there's a lot of energy. I mean, you have people who are trying to get rid of him. I don't think the Cubs should go after Juan Soto, but again, Ohtani talks for the winter meetings starts was the 3rd. So, today, right?
Yes. Today's actually. Yes.
So, I mean, I'm excited. I had a little issue about just getting one player versus getting multiple, but again, his bat, his arm, I know we're going to get his bat first, but hey, I think it might be 11 years or maybe even 15.
He's going to be hitting bombs into Irving Park.
Of course. I'm not complaining about that either, but I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm all for it.
I can understand what you're saying, though. Yeah.
It's just
Irving Park's way up there. Yeah.
I'm excited. I am excited for this time, and I know you are, but there's no Sox convention, Cubs convention. Please get your tickets now. Use the code word. No, I'm just kidding. There's no code name. But again, I'm just happy. I know then other teams are trying to look at the other gentleman from Japan besides Ohtani. So
Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gentleman.
We'll call him Yoshi.
Ohtani's friend.
Yeah, we'll call him Yoshi. We'll print some shirts.
There you go.
Make some money.
But again, I'm excited. I know Ivan's excited while he's drinking his eggnog. Is that eggnog?
No, it's actually a brewery called Middlebrow.
Oh, because when you go like this, it looks like it's the color of eggnog.
It's called Bungalow.
Oh, well,
cool.
Never mind. I was eggnog. That would have been cool this season. But I'm really happy the direction the Cubs are going. It's going to be a fun, winter meetings for us.
Yeah, I'm excited.
JC.
I mean, obviously, as we all know, the Ohtani is the end all be all. I mean, that is what we are after. Then, obviously you've got the guys like Glasnow and show Yamamoto as well as a backup plan. But there is a third pitcher coming out of Japan, Shota Imanaga. He's a 30-year-old, I believe he's a right-hander, but he pitched in the World Baseball Classic. He actually pitched the final game in the series. So he's another pitcher potentially maybe at a lesser value than some of these guys at the $200 million mark, like Yamamoto, to keep an eye on. But yeah, I mean, like I said, we're all holding our breath for Ohtani, and then if that doesn't happen, then it's like Cubs are going to be scrambling to get to the next guy, And
I mean, there's guys, Pete Alonso again, who I've said, and then try to re-sign Bellinger. But I would say if we can't get Ohtani, go after keeping those two guys. I think that's a great addition again. And then you get the guy from Tampa Bay, drawing a blank with his name, but those three pieces would be a big improvement for the team.
You can glass. You can actually pick up a Rosarena too. He's on the block too. I'm looking at that right now from.
Say his name again for me one more time for the listeners.
I don't know how much money we're gonna.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I don't know how much money we're gonna be spending. I don't know how much money we're gonna be spending, bro. Like
money is not an object for the Chicago Cubs because
I think if they miss out on money, they're going to go after. They're going to go after a pitcher, right? But they're going to go after a guy that they're going to be able to, I guess, control years-wise and not have to throw so much dollars at, right? That's kind of how I feel.
I mean, if you're willing to spend $500 million on Ohtani, then you literally sit there and look and go, okay, I could take $200 million, throw it at Yamamoto, and then, they're predicting Bellinger. I was just looking at something on X, and they're talking Bellinger $250 million.
I mean, he deserves it. I don't question that.
If you're sitting there, I mean, there's your $500 million between the two, Yamamoto and Bellinger.
Exactly.
And then you have to go sign some other, like I said, you trade for Glasnow or trade for some of these other guys, and there you go, you're rolling. But
singing "Go Cubs Go" a lot more this season. I hope. I hope we will. We will be doing that. What am I kidding?
We need some news, and goddamn it, we need it now. Like I'm sick of waiting.
Happen it's going to break after we're done recording the podcast, as usual.
And then we jump back on.
So if we sign Ohtani, we're definitely coming right back on. That definitely will be a breaking news.
Did anybody else notice that Jose said we like as in like he is a Cubs fan?
We as in the podcast?
No. That was sides.
That was a Cubs we.
That definitely was a Cubs we.
After
you
we're done,
accepted me already. So what are you guys doing anyways? Busting my job. You said I'm already honorary Cubs fan.
We'll make you a little pennant, a little pin to put on your t-shirt.
I want a t-shirt that says my first Cubs game. I want the whole treatment. Roll out the red carpet. All right.
I will.
It's not up here, but I do have a Garcia Parra jersey that I can spare you.
Well, yeah, you're as husky as I am. That'll work.
Oh man, it's gonna be a good time
on the Cubs.
And when we break it, we'll break it at Offset Barbecue, so you can wear your Cubs hat and I get my barbecue.
I will wear a Ryan Sandberg jersey. The Cubs hat does not.
Right. I keep forgetting that because the most important piece is the fact that I still haven't gotten my barbecue.
Oh my God, you guys went without me. You guys didn't call me or text me that you guys were going.
I went with not this Ivan, but my buddy Ivan, and it was during school hours.
Are you guys going to Sunday? You going to Sunday?
I mean, I would like to go to Offset Barbecue and watch the game. They have TVs there, so I don't know why we couldn't go.
What? It's a date.
Okay, I'll see you there.
I'll see you there. 11:30. Everybody's welcome.
JC, you could add the tab onto Jose's because it's a thank you for the tickets. So,
well, unfortunately, I won't be there Sunday. I work Sundays, so
that's hard.
Well, with what I get paid on Sundays, it's hard to walk away.
Oh,
Yep.
So
That's his Monday day. So
well, hey,
Yeah.
more power to you. But again, yeah, I'll send you some photos of the concert. I do
Cool.
have to talk to you about that offset because, like,
there, yeah.
the camera, because I need to know where to go and who to talk to. But yeah,
Yep.
so-
Yep.
Awesome. All right. Well, let's close this out really quickly, and we'll be back after word from our sponsor with Stirring the Pot. Go Cubs, go!
Say it one more time, man.
That was it.
Hey, true Chicago sports fans, show off your Chicago pride with some fresh clothes from Grit Clothing Company. At Grit Clothing, they create that simple yet classic style that represents that Chicago Southside lifestyle. From t-shirts to hoodies, hats to glassware, they've got you covered. Grit has everything you need to represent your Chicago pride. So do it right now. Check out gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15.
TrueFan15
for 15% off your entire order. Let me say it again. That's gritclothingco.com and use the promo code TrueFan15 for 15% off of your entire order.
What up? It's Martin Moreno, and you are listening to True Chicago Sports Fans Podcast.
Welcome back to the True Chicago Sports Fan Podcast with Big Z. We got JC Howard. We got Stevie B in the house, and Ivan.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it's all good. It's all good. All right, boys, it is that time again, and you know what time it is. It is time for Stirring the Pot.
Oh yeah, JC, let's give us the reviews.
Everybody else said they were going to eat on camera this week, so I got one of the orange Kit Kats here. So we'll do it. We'll do it on camera, I guess.
Yeah. Well, let me get those chips really quick.
I was going to say, you said there were some chips you were going to eat on air. So
well, there you go. Have you had it before this moment, or are you just trying it first on air?
Nope, just for on air.
Wow. What does it taste like? Is it the same kind of texture as the actual candy bar?
Yeah, same cookie interior, but
gotcha.
Very pronounced orange flavor. Like I said.
Now, does it taste like the really strong, or is it something that's?
Yeah. How is this tasting? This was it orange Kit Kat?
Yeah.
Yes, orange flavored Kit Kat from
now.
Japan.
Was the Kit Kat orange, or was it still chocolate on the outside?
Still chocolate on the outside, but it definitely tastes like they mixed, the orange flavor into the chocolate because it is very pronounced and, may I say, delicious.
Wow, I'm gonna have to go to that store.
Yeah,
we have one in the park.
Oh,
yeah.
I can't try it off air. It is in the car, but I did have Oreos covered in vanilla chocolate. So it's like, and it's pretty good. It's my shame meal when I'm stuck in traffic.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's probably something you off of the traffic. I got the Funyuns, which I love Funyuns, and they came out with a new flavor called Spicy Queso.
Nice. Let's see how those go.
There you go.
Let me hear that crunch.
Oh, that is strong. Okay, all right, here we go.
Oh, there you go. Oh yeah, looks like exactly like a Funyun. So I hear the same crunch that you get from a Funyun. Jose looks like he's gonna get a toy out of there.
I wish there was a toy.
Not Cracker Jack, bro.
Yeah.
It is not impressive at all. Not impressive at all. It kind of kills the Funyun taste to it, and you taste like a little bit of cheese and a hint of jalapeno, but nothing impressive here with the spicy queso Funyuns. I don't know who makes the brand.
Ivan, you weren't here last week, but JC said that there was this chip that has a shrimp flavor on it. And I had said to Jose to get that chip because he's allergic to seafood, but we don't know if that's authentically seafood ingredient. So we'll just have an EpiPen by him, and I get the pleasure of just putting it in and stabbing him with the EpiPen. But he doesn't want to do that idea. I think it'd be great content for the show.
I mean, if he had the balls.
coming for the throat.
Gotta do it for the fans, bro.
No, I don't want to see Jose suffer on live TV.
I know, but it'd be good content.
I'm just saying, I believe my brother is downstairs. He is a paramedic. We can have him on hand.
Right,
You
there
know.
you go.
Like I said, I mean, we'll have him standing by.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do it on a Saturday night.
Does anyone else have any stuff going on, or
No, I
DC,
had the beer, the bungalow beer.
Yeah,
What kind
there
of
you
beer?
go.
What kind of beer is it?
It's an IPA.
That's American Lager.
Oh,
Okay.
shitty.
Wow, hasn't tasted it.
No, lagers are actually pretty good. Stella is a lager, so I
Yeah,
like Stella
Stella
best.
I love
Anything in a
Stella.
green bottle tastes delicious, in my opinion.
What else you got there, Jace? You got another thing there? Please?
yeah, I got the it was the barbecue rib Lay's chips.
Oh shit.
However, I just for whatever reason, as I'm holding it up, I'm looking at the back, and I don't know if you guys can see like on the camera, but
It's in
everything like health wise is in Japanese. So hopefully, it's like don't worry about it. It's 1,000 calories per chip. You know, like but,
Sodium 1,000,000%.
There you go.
ooh,
Does
Does it smell like?
ribs?
What's it smell like?
it smells like a smoker. Like just
Ooh.
open up the lid of that smoker, and boom, there you go. It's
Ooh, the Japanese really know how to make a chip.
all right. Let's go here.
Unlike Frito-Lay fuckers.
I like Ruffles more. Don't that face expression does not look pleasing.
No, it's actually like I'm trying to figure out how the hell they got the flavor of rib meat. Like, you know, I mean, it's not just like a barbecue flavor, but it tastes like the rib meat. Like this is actually pretty legit. Like I was sitting here like, it's probably just gonna taste like a barbecue chip, you know, like
No,
But-
I would have done the same thing.
but like it's like almost like eating a pulled pork sandwich. Like it's got a smoky, porky flavor to it. So
It's
this is
perfect for people
actually
who's vegan. You know,
well, or
they
Jewish.
still want to eat meat, but they can't, and they have the chip. So
But I mean, this is quite interesting because, like I said, I don't know how
it's
a
magic.
meat flavor. You know, I've never eaten like a Beyond Burger, but I'm starting to think like maybe the Japanese have figured this out. You know, to make Beyond Burgers taste like real meat.
Well, Burger King is pretty good. I tried it, so I don't know.
I can't wait.
Ah, that is strange. That is very
Editing for
strange.
the show for that part, for the audio. We've got the meats.
The meats with horsey sauce.
All right, before we get out of here, and it's been a great episode so far. What are you watching that's not sports? JC.
Obliterated.
Obliterated. That sounds like your weekend.
It is a
It sounds like
new-
you one on the weekend. That's what it sounds like.
It is
Sounds
a new Netflix series show, which is kind of like Mission Impossible meets Blue Mountain State, if you will. Just goofy antics of like this team trying to stop a nuclear attack. And I mean, I laughed my ass off the whole time.
Oh, more funnier than my recommendation, huh?
Unfortunately, yes. It's been a while since I've had that many laughs in something I was watching. But I also will throw out a warning. There were more penises and dicks in 4 episodes than I think I saw in like the locker room of all of high school. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, like within 4 episodes, I like even my buddy that we were watching, and I was like, dude, is there a lot of dicks in this, or is it just me? And he was like, dude, like I was thinking the same thing, but I didn't want to say it.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
two
that's
dudes
funny.
watching dicks.
It's like The Boys, the first episode of the last season. It's the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An uncomfortable mono wiener. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You had something else?
No, I would definitely
You can
recommend
put it
it. Like I
quick.
said, I laughed my ass off.
You're enjoying those chips too. So now plug in another movie.
Well, like I said, now that I've opened up the bag, it's like I said, I just can't get over the fit. Like, how the hell did they make it taste like pork?
That should be your next TikTok, bro. Just do that. Ivan, what you been watching? That's not sports, man.
Bass Reeves is a mini series or a series on I believe it's Paramount, if I'm not mistaken. It follows the story of like one of the first Black U.S. Marshals, famous U.S. Marshal in the United States after the Civil War, and slavery was abolished and everything like that. So it's a great show. I am thoroughly enjoying it. They have episodes, I believe, every Sunday. So it's one of those where I'm actually eager to go ahead and wait the week instead of like just streaming through, just because it gives it a little more of a old school feeling to me, like back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But it's a great fucking show. Like I really like that show.
Okay.
That's by Taylor Sheridan, right? Who's the
It is a Taylor Sheridan creation. It's with David Olabo, Lauren Banks, Dennis Quaid, Shea Wiggum. Shea Wiggum was in Boardwalk Empire. Barry Pepper, who's been on everything. Moses Bings, you've seen him a lot. And Donald Sutherland.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fucking cast.
It's a great show.
Yeah, I was gonna say I watched the first episode. I haven't watched any since. But yeah, it was a great first episode.
Nice.
That's right up my alley, and I'll probably watch episode number 1 tonight after I finish editing.
Pretty much anything Taylor Sheridan's put out has been pretty great.
Gold.
Tulsa King, and
people who don't know who Taylor Sheridan is, if you watched Sons of Anarchy, he was the deputy. What was it? Doug? No, not Doug. That's another show. He was the deputy. Yeah. Huh?
Daryl?
No, he was not Daryl. It's okay.
No, he ended up dying.
Yeah, he ended up dying a horrible death, which is kind of classic.
It's like a drive-by. What was it, a drive-by, or they ran him over?
Yeah, it was a drive-by that they ended up running him over with. Yeah. Come on. If you have to seen Sons of Anarchy by now, there's no spoilers there. So he's literally been writing and producing all these shows, and he's also a big horse kind of person where he breeds horses and all that shit. So
yeah, I mean, you got Yellowstone, you got Tulsa King, which is Sylvester Stallone, and then I can't think of the one with the Avenger who got run over by the snowplow.
Yeah, that's
Hawkeye.
But it's like a prison show where they kind of run stuff with the whole town.
That's a great show as well.
Yeah. So I mean, Taylor Sheridan, anything he's been putting out has been crushing it.
Yeah. Steven, what you been watching besides South Park and Sunny?
So I've been watching 2.5 Men. Throwing it back.
Here.
Yeah, I love that show. I like it more with Charlie Sheen. I like knowing that his face gets more drug looking as the seasons go by.
It does.
Yeah. And then watching the new Hulu special with Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. No, I'm not watching that. I'm kidding. But that is out. If you listen to No One on the Weekend, we talk about that. So, but that's pretty much it. Fortnite dropped a new season, so I've been playing nothing but Fortnite. It's been a lot of fun. Enjoying that. You guys are more than welcome to hop on and play if you. So maybe not. No, okay.
Yeah.
That's been pretty much it.
Not a Fortnite guy, so
that's totally fine.
Always been Call of Duty. Anyways, for me, for All Mankind, I've mentioned it a couple times on the show, but the new season has dropped. It's about 4 episodes in. I just literally watched one right before our filming and recording. So it's great. It's alternate timeline of the Russians getting to the moon first, and then every season is one decade, and things happen. Like right now, Al Gore is actually the president, which is weird to hear his voice and bitching someone out at NASA and stuff like that. But it's a great show. It's getting towards the end. Hopefully, it wraps up. I don't think they can carry us on anymore. And then I'm gonna jump on Lawman and watch that because that looks like a badass show. Other than that, I get home. I throw on Sopranos in the background while I'm doing stuff. You can't go wrong with throwing Sopranos in the background. And,
and the new season of Fargo that's out.
Is that going to be Chris Rock?
No, that's the season before. That's what I forgot to also say. That's what I've been watching as well. It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
So.
All right, I think it's that time, gentlemen. It is time to go and watch the rest of the football game while I edit. And got anything else to say before you head out of here?
No, just be sure to check out No on the Weekend. Comes out every Monday. So, yeah, it's a good show. Me, Sean. We have a repeat guests, Steph and Travis, who designed this lovely thing right here. I talked to Travis, Jose, and he said he's open to designing stuff for you. So it comes with a price, but maybe you'll get a better deal than I do. But yeah, so.
Also check out Ivan's show. It's another live show on Tuesday at 7:00 you go on?
7:30, another Bear show on the Tape Never Lies Network, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, all the above where you can find me. Yeah, it should be a fun one. Just talking similar things, a lot of coaching questions, maybe touch a little bit on the draft, and then obviously talk a little more about the upcoming game on Sunday against the Lions. So check me out tomorrow, 7:30, another Bear show, Tape Never Lies Network.
Amazing. JC, where can they find you on the X or Instagram or wherever you're on?
Yeah, they can find me on X or Twitter. I still say Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
JC Dynasty FF. Like I said, mostly I focus on the rookies for Dynasty Fantasy Football. I like to do a lot of tape research and stuff like that. That's how I end up with guys like Sam Laporta and Tank Dell. God rest his soul. He is dead to me now, unfortunately. I lost Brian Robinson, Tank Dell, and Ramondre Stevenson this week. So anyone out there, pray for me. My fantasy team is falling apart.
Didn't you just kick their ass?
Yeah, I scored 270 points and still kicked everyone's ass. But yeah, actually, it was you.
Yeah, it was. That's right. All of my players were on buys.
Yeah, I don't even know. Hold on, I want to look up the score so we can put this on air.
I scored 130.
Let's see.
If that.
Yeah, I lost this week. I had two players on bye.
Jose 158 points. Me 279.
Oh yeah, Derek Carr out. Jonathan Taylor out. Robinson from the Atlanta. They don't run him. They don't use him correctly. Michael Pittman went off. Waddle 10 points. Josh Downs. I think that's Josh Downs. Yeah, I literally had nobody. Schultz, my tight end, was 0 points. Everybody was either hurt, kicked out of the game, or on a bye. I knew I was taking that loss, but I did win 5 straight. So I'm in the playoffs, so I'll be all right.
Yeah, like I said, after losing those 3, which 2 of them were in my starting lineup, legit, I was almost like, no, this isn't going to happen. Like, no way. I'm getting my ass kicked. And like I said, then you have Purdy put up 41, McCaffrey 22, Deebo Samuel 44, Nico Collins 35, Sam Laporta 30. So can't complain there.
No.
It was shocking to me because, like I said, after I lost Tank Dell, I was like, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to think about it. Like I'm done. Like I'm checked out. And then later on, my brother hit me up, was like, dude, you still put up 280. I'm like, Fuck. What the hell just happened?
I wish I could put 280 up with my damn team now. All right, let's get out of here. A big thank you to our sponsor, 606 Media, True Chicago Sports Fans, and Grit Clothing Company. Don't forget to go to gritclothingco.com and get your official TCSF podcast t-shirt. Search for keyword True Chicago and use our promo code TrueFan15 at the checkout for 15% off your entire order. That is TrueFan15. Go and get your shirts now. Don't forget to go check out Steven's show.
No water on the weekend.
Yeah, he has a guy named Sean on it sometimes. I don't know.
He's on there. He's there.
Yeah, he sucks at trivia.
A little bit, but this week is actually pretty good. And we had some fun. And we had a lot to drink. So, a lot.
They are available on Monday afternoons. Let's just say that. Monday afternoons.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Shout out to Ronesh Panic, Serious Beats, and Custom Made for the beats we're playing on the audio version of today's show. Check out paniconthebeat.com for your moment merchant gear. Check us out on social media. You can try find us at TCSF Pod on the Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, on Instagram, Facebook. It's True Chicago Sports Fans, and you can find me off of there. You find me very easily. If you have an email, a request, you want to hear, we want to hear from you. True Chicago Sports Fans at gmail.com. And for JC, Stevie B, and Ivan, I am Big Z, and we'll see you next time for episode 173. And until then, be good to each other. For the love of sports.
Thanks, Ohtani!
Ohtani.
Showtani.
All right. And